Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, standoff casualty. We bring you the latest update on the incident in North Liberty.
And later, I take an up-close look at how one UI class is bringing the community into the classroom.
I spend a lot of time thinking about how higher education can be more meaningful and community engaged.
Results from the Iowa women's soccer game from this weekend against Ohio State.
And some updates from Kirk Ferentz' press conference yesterday.
And find out what one couple's experience was during the Hurricane Maria. Fine weather.
All that and more coming up.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Becca Scadden.
And I'm Mackenzie Cooper. We start this morning off with the latest news on the standoff that happened in North Liberty yesterday morning. Police were called to a home on David Lee Court after gunshots were reported at around 5:10 a.m. While the two suspects were taken in by police, there is a confirmed single death from the standoff. Allegedly, the victim took their own life, though the investigation remains open. Stick with us as we learn more.
With natural disasters hitting the United States almost weekly, Hurricane Maria is hitting closer to home.
Joe Dixon has more with a special weather report. Joe?
Yeah, guys, Iowa City, an Iowa City couple has been stuck in Hurricane Maria. Diane and Ron Truler, went to Puerto Rico for a funeral. According to the Press Citizen, the couple stayed at a nearby Intercontinental at San Juan Hotel, where later were moved in the safe room once the storm had started. While the hurricane ravaged Puerto Rico with 140 miles winds, and the couple could do was wait and hope. After 5 hours of waiting, they emerged from the safe room to the town being in complete shambles. The couple struggled to continue as they faced 3 separate flight cancellations while trying to come home. They hope to fly back to Iowa City by October 7th. We'll keep you updated with the latest that happens. And this behind me is also Hurricane Maria a week before any of this happened. And well, I'll later bring back all your weather later.
Most college classes consist of lectures and assignments. This University of Iowa class is a little different. I took a look at the unique approach to learning.
The Green Room is not your average college class. While the students are attending class with their peers, the community is also joining them. The Green Room began last year with hopes of helping students discover themselves. Something that is an important part of the honors program mission statement. In the past year, the class has grown from a classroom to a social experiment with 90 students and members of the community. David Gold, the professor, invites the community to the Green Room in hopes that the community will learn from the students and that the students will learn from the community.
The idea of my classroom being open to people in the community and the city becoming my classroom.
Every Monday night, the Green Room takes place at Englert Theater. This free event that is open to the public includes performances and speakers from all over the country. The program is planned and led by the students. For many, this cost only counts for elective credit, but students are taking it because they truly care about the content and what they are getting from it.
I honestly am not too interested in the credit. I took it. Dave is an amazing professor. I loved the class last year. I learned so much from it.
You can join the Green Rooms on Mondays at 7 p.m. at Englert Theater in downtown Iowa City.
Well, Kenzie, we're finally starting to see some of those fall temperatures I think everyone's been waiting for.
Yes, definitely. I know I have. It's been much colder this week than it was last week. Let's toss it over to Joe in the weather studio to see what the rest of our week is going to look like.
Yeah, that's right, guys. We're definitely going to feel starting to cool off and feel like more like fall for the rest of the week. Wednesday afternoon, we're looking at cloudy skies with a highs of about 72 degrees. As we move into the evening hours, we'll have a very clear night with temperatures dropping down to about 46 degrees. Now, let's take a look at our 5-day extended forecast. Thursday, we're looking at a clear day with temperatures reaching highs of 77 degrees. For the most part, the weekend's going to be pretty sunny. Friday, we'll see temperatures reaching up in the low 70s. Saturday, expect to see some cloud coverage out there, but we'll still have a high of 71. Sunday, expect to see some clouds early on and becoming a clear day with highs in the high 70s. As we come out of the weekend on Monday, we're going to have about a 60% chance of rain, so pack your umbrellas out there, and with a high of 77 degrees. And guys, that's your weather for the week. Back to you.
Thanks, Joe. Waiting in long lines for the concession stand at any special event has always been an annoying aspect of Hawkeye sports. That is, until now.
A University of Iowa graduate, Carson Goodale, created the app Fan Food, which aims to decrease concession lines. Daily Iowan TV reporter Junya Kim has more.
Many of us may feel annoyed by long concession lines at the live events.
Some of fans may feel irritated because there are no one to use the register, but we have to put them in the lines.
The University of Iowa graduate Carson Goodale made a fan food application to reduce this discomfort. It is not difficult to use the application. First, you have to download the fan food application from the App Store. Second, open the application and sign up. Then you can choose the stadium you're at. Next step is to fill out your seat numbers. Then, you will no longer have to wait in long lines to get services. Now, you can use the application wherever it is registered.
The main purpose of the fan food application is to decrease concession lines and maximize your experiences at live events. When you use the application via mobile devices, they will deliver your food to your seats, or you can simply go and pick up your orders.
It is not applicable to any event and stadium yet, including Kinnick Stadium. However, the business is looking forward to expanding its area nationwide. It is meaningful as the former Hawkeye launched new application. Reporting from Iowa City, this is Junior Kim for Daily Iowan TV.
Well, we won't be waiting in line for our food this week in Kinnick Stadium, but football will still be going on.
Yeah, Kenzie, I think it's going to be a little while for I'm ready to go back to Kinnick Stadium after last weekend. Let's toss it over to Bo and Lucy in the sports studio. More on what the football team will be doing this weekend, guys.
Yeah, guys, the Iowa football team is hitting the road this weekend to take on the Spartans of Michigan State.
Last time the Hawks played MSU was in the 2015 Big Ten Championship game in Indianapolis, when they lost on a touchdown by Spartan freshman L.J. Scott with only 27 seconds left in the game. A couple of the Hawkeyes talked about what they need to do to contain Scott and the Spartans.
I think being able to have a fast start will definitely help quiet the crowd a little bit. You know, obviously playing on the road, the noise is something you always have to worry about. So if you can quiet the crowd a little bit, I mean that just helps with everything.
And so, I mean, we're going to have to be ready for the run, especially with them. I mean, they like to, do a lot of power out stuff, a lot of guards pulling and stuff like that. But they also got a good QB back there that can also evade the pocket. So we're going to have to be able to keep contained on him.
Michigan State certainly has an identity, and it's worked pretty well for them. So my guess is when they threw our stuff on, probably didn't look a lot different to them, and then vice versa. Not that the players have changed. There aren't many guys left from the last time we played on either side of the ball for either team.
The Hawkeyes and Spartans kick off at 3 p.m. Central Time on Saturday in East Lansing. We'll both be there, so hopefully it'll be a good game.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
The women's soccer team faced two Big Ten rivals this weekend at home, taking on Penn State Friday night and Ohio State on Sunday. The Hawks tried to not only beat the Buckeyes, but to beat the Heat as well. And unfortunately, they fell short of these goals. Taylor Cassian has more.
After coming off a loss on Friday night against Penn State, the Iowa soccer team was hopeful to get a win against Ohio State on Sunday. The temperatures were at an almost record high for a September day, and unfortunately it showed on the field. The game started out strong for both teams, yet ended in a heartbreaking loss for the Hawks, who dealt with calls that did not go in their favor for a majority of the second half. The Buckeyes went on to score 2 goals within that final 45, claiming the victory over the Hawkeyes.
I think that, honestly, I felt like we defended really well, especially in the first half. There were a few balls that trickled through that I had to come out on, but other than that, honestly, I think we defended really well, kept them shooting from 30-plus yards out, and I think that we did do the same in the second half. I just think that set pieces, we have to be more mentally engaged, so, I mean, at the end of the day, is what our downfall was.
Just trying to pick each other up on the field, like just trying to calm each other down. Like it might be hectic for a couple of minutes, but then shortly after that, it's just like okay, everyone's emotions are under control, and just making sure that everyone is on the same page.
I mean, I think we're frustrated anyways, just because we feel like we've played well enough to maybe get a couple points out of the last 2 games here, and I think for us it's just about persevering forward and being committed to each other, but we need to get better. We're not good enough up front right now, and I think everyone looks at the back end and the goals we're giving up, but our forwards aren't creating enough chances right now, and we need to work with them. And
as Big Ten play continues this weekend for the Hawks, they will look to add another win to their conference record and return to Iowa City happier than they left the field on Sunday.
It looks like Hawkeye Volleyball has some pretty big matchups this weekend here in Iowa City. Let's toss it over to Taylor Van Fleet, who caught up with the team at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Hawkeye Volleyball officially began Big Ten play over the weekend. The Hawks first grabbed a win at Rutgers on Friday, but unfortunately fell to a very tough Penn State team on Saturday. And Iowa's schedule will not be getting easier anytime soon, as number 7 Wisconsin and number 3 Minnesota come into town this weekend.
A lot of good signs this past weekend. I thought we dominated when we need to. I thought we competed really hard against Penn State at times, and now we just have to find a way to be more consistent.
We are working really hard on being like a closing team. Like we're always really close at the end and just haven't had the chance to really finish those tough games. So working hard on that in practice.
There's plenty of motivation, plenty of ammo to think about, but really the bottom line for us is we're just working on trying to be better as a Hawkeye volleyball team.
Penn State, first set we kind of came out slow and just I don't think we were confident in ourselves, and then after that we started being more confident and we played really well, and even though we didn't get the W, we took a set off of them, and I think just knowing that if we play our best game that we can beat those top 10 teams.
And although the Hawks did put up a strong fight against Penn State last week, head coach Bon Szymanski says it's time for them to stop relying on those moral victories and start closing out games and getting those wins. This weekend is going to be another great chance for the Hawks to do so. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Taylor Van Fleet with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
It looks like we should be expecting some pretty intense games this weekend. You can come see the Hawks at home in Carver as they take on number 7 Wisconsin on Friday and number 3 Minnesota on Saturday. Starting times for both those matches are at 7 p.m.
Tune in tomorrow to take a closer look at 2 sisters on the Iowa soccer team.
And we'll give you an inside look at 2 unique sports here at the University of Iowa. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Bo. Each Wednesday, we here at Daily Iowan TV are proud to bring in the ICAC Animal of the Week. This is reserved for that one special animal at the Animal Care and Adoption Center who's ready to meet their new family.
This week, we are taking a look at ICAC's tiniest tenant, Benjamin. Benjamin is a 1-year-old hamster who was taken in early this month. Despite this, though, he has shown himself to be the type of animal that adores attention and plenty of snacks.
While he isn't much of a driver, he's extremely active and is always looking for his running meal or someone to cuddle, no matter the age. For more information on Benjamin and other animals, please visit the ICAC website, call them at their phone number, or just stop by for a visit.
That's the end of our live Wednesday morning edition of Daily Iowan TV. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news.
And don't forget to pick up a copy of the Daily Iowan. I'm Becca Scadden.
And I'm Mackenzie Cooper. Have a great day, Iowa City.
Breaking down barriers long before we knew they existed. Dottie Ray, a revolutionary trailblazer, an Iowa City radio personality for over 50 years. Foundation builder for journalists. Please join us in sharing Dottie Ray's story on the big screen. After the showing, a panel discussion about Dottie's life will follow. It's all part of Habitat for Humanity's She Built the Future. For more information, please contact Habitat for Humanity.